Now that I've had a chance to catch my breath, here we go. This is the quick rundown of the starting grid for the senior road tax final. Mika van der Pavet, Devin Rost, front row. Row 2, Tommy van der Soys and Mitch Haynett. Benjamin Van Hees, Crick Norden, Wout Kirstens, Flynn Fitters, Julian Klosman, Jaden Teen, Max Koster, Jay Zerveld, Luca Prima, Kaz Boshaus, Ralph van der Pavet, Bram Plomp, Sven Slagmoller, Enzo van den Dickerberg, Wesley Eckhart and Stan Hoels round out the top 20. Dylan Hummel, Martin Herrera, Gwen Bloxhill, Marth Snell, Stempan Vliet, Felipe Falk, Evert Gottesijn and Dominic Scheppers round out your grid. So the drivers in contention for this ticket are going to be, well, Jaden Teen, I think, will be very much in the front running seat for that. Tommy van der Stoys, Mika van der Pavet, Julian Klosman, Benjamin Van Hees and Wout Kirstens. Eliminated from that ticket fight is Jort van Wijk, not here this weekend. So Teen on 489 points, starts down in 10th position. If he finishes 10th or higher, he will go to Sarno. Van der Stoys, 430. Van der Pavet, 426. Klosman, 418. Let's go racing here in the final. The revs rise, the red lights are on, and we're underway. Oh, and a little bit of a touch for Mitch Haynett on the right front, putting the front axle into the air. The drivers now making their way down into turn number 2 for the first time. Careful of what happened in the pre-final, folks. They all make it safely through. Looks like Evert Gottesijn's made up a handful of places, maybe at least 3 or 4. Jaden Teen motoring up the order a little bit now and has moved down to the top 10 and is 8th. So good early start from Jaden Teen. I think that might even be 7th. It is, because he's behind Mitch Haynett. Jaden Teen moves up 3 places on the start. So at the moment, well, Mika van der Pavet is currently on 55 points in first. Where is Tommy van der Stoys? He's second. Oh, ho, ho. We've got a race on our hands for that final ticket. So van der Stoys, 482. Van der Pavet at the moment is going to be on 481 points. Jaden Teen at the moment is currently at that point where he does not need to move further forward, but he'll want to, he'll try to. But the thing is, for someone to make sure they get that ticket has got to go for the win. Even with Van der Stoys second, Van der Pavet will miss out by 1 point. Van der Stoys is closing down on the 386 from SP Motorsport, who's leading the race. Jaden Teen now 5th and climbing. And it's now on the back of Mitch Haynett. That is going to be more than enough for Jaden Teen. Yeah, Jaden Teen, if he stays where he is, no dramas befell him, even if he was to finish 10th, would be more than comfortable. Van der Stoys is keeping with Van der Pavet at the front end of the field. Crick Norden past Benjamin Van Hees. Well, Julian Klosman's opportunity has fallen by the wayside, I'm afraid, as the 373 has dropped to the bottom part of the field, as Van der Stoys is going to look for the move up the inside. Threaded the eye of the needle through at turn 5. Van der Stoys on top form and now pulls a gap. About a kart length and a half, but Van der Stoys thought, you know what, I'm not going to wait around for long. I'm going to take the opportunity whilst I have the chance. And by millimetres, I mean millimetres, probably even the inner lining of a sidewall on a Mojo D5 slick tyre, Van der Stoys got through. But now Van der Pavert's got to watch his 6 because look, there are 4 other carts behind him. In a second, I'm just making a recalculation here. So at the moment, well, with Tommy van der Stroy's leading the way, Mika van der Pavert in second, it's 4.82, plays 4.78. Jaden Teen up the inside, that's another position gained. Well, Jaden Teen has done exactly what he needed to do. He's come back. Oh, Mitch Haynett has a wide moment through turn number 3 and loses 2 positions on the bounce. 1 to Devian Rost, 1 to Krik Knoren. But it is not over yet. Top 10. Rounded out by Benjamin Van Hees, covered by 2.3 seconds after 5 laps. Lap 6 in the books. Flynn Fitters sets the new fastest lap of the race, 44.091. As Jaden Teen trying to put the frighteners onto Wout Kirstens, who's running P3. And if Kirstens gets past Van der Pavert, and it ends like it does now, it could be game over. Oh, Kirstens makes the slight error coming out of turn 4. Putting him into the clutches of Jaden Teen, the points leader. And Van der Stoys is now starting to pull away. His lead was nearly 2/10 after lap 6. It's nigh on doubled. Make that, he's tripled it. Nearly 3/10 of a second. That Tommy van der Stoys has gapped, and now move for 3rd has just occurred. Jaden Teen through on Wout Kirstens. Devian Ross trying to force the issue through at turn number 3. But an unsurprising but absolutely calculated move by Jaden Teen. Gets himself up into P3, and that really, at this moment in time, will hopefully secure him that ticket to Sarno. But when I say there's 7 minutes plus 2 laps to go, Jaden Teen is now gunning for another race win. He won the final at the opening round, did the double at round 2, double at round 3, double at round 4, back here in May of this year. Finished 2nd in the pre-final and 3rd in the final at Kappen. But he wants to be back to winning ways here in the final, and he's got the pace to prove it. Van der Pavert is now responding. Oh, and there is the 366. Wout Kirstens running 4th. Now that promotes Devian Rost up to P4, Kaz Boshouse. Wout Kirstens drops like a stone. Oh dear, that's a real shame for the 366. Drops down to the 27th place. However, all I'm going to say is this. Van der Stoys and Van der Pavert, the race is not yet over. The road to Sarno is going to be for one of those drivers. The driver in 3rd has pretty much assured himself of that place. Jaden Teen running 3rd, now is only a second off of the leader. Now, if Van der Stoys and Van der Pavert start to continue battling like they have been doing, okay, 3, 4, 5. Oh, Devian Rost, unsportsmanlike conduct, gets a penalty of 3 seconds. So Devian Rost will drop down the order and drop towards the bottom part of the top 10, but Mika van der Pavert really closing in back on Tommy van der Stoys. Sometimes you want to be the hunter rather than the hunted, and this is the exact situation that we're seeing here. Van der Stoys was the hunter initially. Now he's become the hunted. The boot's on the other foot, so to speak. But more to the point, look at the pace. from Jaden Teen and Devian Ross. Top 4 now covered by nearly 9/10 of a second. Oh, the elbows and handbags are out at the front end of the field. This could be a deciding moment. 4.5 minutes to go. Van der Stroys has been keeping Van der Pavert at bay. We've had another 3-second time penalty for unsportsmanlike driving. That is from Mitch Haynert. As Van der Pavert's got to watch his P's and Q's here. If he causes an incident between himself and Van der Stroys, he'll be the one that will be under the wrath of race control. But he's got to keep it nice and clean. Top 4 now covered by half a second. Devian Rost is waiting in the wings for an opportunity to go for a move. Jaden T nearly sized up a move on Mika van der Pavert. And that would have denied, if that had been the final nail in the coffin for the 386, then that would be all she wrote. But Van der Stroys is doing very much the same as what we saw from Max Swiderski in the junior final just a few moments ago. And again, defending into turn number 2 goes the 354. Van der Stroys. Still holds on to that race lead. Oh, a little bit of a push. Maybe a little bit of a touch between the pair. Slightest of contact. It unsettled the back end of Van der Stroys' Tony Kart. As Van der Pavert's still trying to put the pressure on, but he's got to watch his 6. Because behind him is Jaden Teen. They are line astern, all the train is gathering numbers because at the back of it, along with Devian Ross, Kaz Boshouse is there, and Boshouse just dive-bombed to perfection up the inside of Devian Ross. Here comes Flynn Fitters. Then you look behind, Benjamin Van Hees, Mitch Haynert, Crick Noren. Oh, this is getting a bit too aggressive out here. Devian Ross up the inside, Flynn Fitters. Oh, Kaz Boshouse loses 5 places. One slight touch, Boshouse wide, loses 5 places on the bounce. Flynn Fitters through, and now up into 4th place. Top 3 have broken away clear and clean. So, let's look at it from this perspective. Tommy van der Stroys is leading the race. 4.85. Mika van der Pavert, currently P2, 4.78. Now, if Van der Stroys... Oh, right, OK. I'm going to throw a little bit of a curveball here. Now, at the moment, Van der Pavert... still holding on to 2nd. So if Van der Pavert goes and gets the win, that is going to be 4.26 plus 55. So the only way this is going to be settled is that on the road, and it gets confirmed, that Tommy van der Stroys, if he does not finish any lower than, if he finishes lower than 2nd, if he finishes 3rd, and Jaden Teen if Mika van der Pavert takes the win. So let's say van der Pavert wins, Teen finishes 2nd, and Van der Stroys finishes 3rd. Van der Pavert will provisionally have the ticket by 1 point. But at the moment, with the way things stand, Van der Stroys is not letting go. That's exactly what he needs. And he's 3/10 ahead. If Teen gets past Van der Pavert, it's done. It's over. It's fait accompli. But at the moment, well, Jaden Teen is going to look for the move up the inside through at turn number 4, and he's got through on Mika van der Pavert. That was the deciding moment we were waiting for. And Mika van der Pavet is drop scores at 21 and 35. Jaden Teen 43 and 50. Van der Stroy's 27 and 28. We've got 2 more laps to go, 2 kilometres. Van der Stroy has got a gap of over 7/10. It's the break that the 354 needed. Van der Stroy started on the inside of row number 2 and made good his intention. Oh, and well, Tommy's just got an official warning for his driving standards by on the start-finish line. As elbows are out and sharpened. But next time around, we are going to go on to the final lap of this senior road tax final. The weight has been palpable and for some unbearable. But Van der Stroy is out of the final corner, leads the way. Jaden Teen holding on to the second ahead of Mika van der Pavet. Divyan Ross, Krik Knoren on the road running 4th and 5th. Jaden Teen holding on to second. Van der Pavet tries to go and use the crisscross round the outside at turn number 2 on the final lap, but not enough to get past the 359. He knows how to play that game. And the senior road tax final comes to its inevitable conclusion, but we've got a possibility of fireworks in the next race. But in the meantime, Van der Stroy took a win earlier on this year, but he's going to come out of the final corner. Van der Stroy knows what he's achieved. Jaden Teen, I think provisionally set for your winners, well, your first and second place drivers, I think, have just booked their place at Sarno. Tommy Van der Stroy, I remember this young man as a Micromax driver. Martin Van der Stroy, you know what I'm talking about. Mr. Domination has just put on a masterclass. That was when he won the opening round of the B&L Karting Series in 2019 at Karting Genk, and I've seen him mature as a driver. He's on the verge of possibly booking a place in a Formula 4 seat next year, but he wins by 1.2 seconds provisionally. Both he and Jaden Teen will represent Team Netherlands at the Grand Finals in the penultimate weekend of October this year at Sarno. Mika van der Pavet, it was so close, but there's always another time. He rounds out the top 3. Divyan Vos, Krik Knoren, Mitch Haynett, but Kaz Boshouse. This is before any penalties are applied, folks. Siem van Vliet, Benjamin Van Hees and Flynn Fitters round out the top 10. Ava Dodderstein, 15 places gained from 27th to 12th. Ralph van der Pavet finishes 13th, ahead of Bram Plomp. Enzo van den Dickenberg, Sven Slagmoller, Dylan Hummel, Wesley Eckhart, Luca Brima, Max Koster. We've got Felipe Falk, Wood Kirstens, Mart Snell, Stan Hoes, Julian Klosman, Martin Herrera, and Gwen Block still ran out the finishing order with Dominic Shapers, unfortunately retiring on lap number 12.